I understand what it's worth doing when the industry is canceling one black guy. I know what happens when they are going to elevate another.
Everybody wants to know, why'd you walk away from $50 million?
Not they offered him $50 million and he turned it down. Who gonna turn down $50 million?
Oprah Winfrey's long-standing influence in Hollywood may finally be facing serious challenges as Dave Chappelle and Katt Williams step into the spotlight, bringing attention to her alleged involvement in the industry's hidden power struggles. For years, Chappelle has hinted at facing resistance from powerful figures in entertainment. But now, with Williams backing him, more light is being shed on the forces that may have been working against him. The once untouchable media icon is now at the center of growing controversy, with allegations of manipulation and control surfacing. Could this mark a major turning point for one of the most influential figures in media? The battle between Dave Chappelle, Katt Williams, and the power structures of Hollywood is gaining more attention than ever. While Hollywood is often associated with glamour, fame, and fortune, insiders have long suggested that there's a darker side behind the scenes. One of the most talked about mysteries in entertainment is why Dave Chappelle abruptly walked away from a $50 million contract at the height of his career. Many have speculated about stress and exhaustion, but some sources suggest there may have been deeper concerns at play. Chappelle, who was one of the biggest stars in comedy, had it all: an iconic show, a massive contract, and the kind of success most could only dream of. Yet, instead of celebrating his rise, he started sensing something was wrong. "I wasn't walking away from the money. I was walking away from the circumstances," he once said, leaving many wondering what those circumstances really were. According to reports, Chappelle may have faced immense pressure from industry power players who sought to exert control over his career. When he began questioning certain dynamics within the entertainment world, he was labeled as unstable by the media. He once expressed frustration over how he was being portrayed, stating, "You say this about me in front of my children?" His words reflected not just a personal struggle, but a larger battle for his reputation and dignity. Among those rumored to have played a role in shaping public perception of Chappelle is Oprah Winfrey. As one of the most influential figures in Hollywood, Oprah has built a media empire that has shaped the careers of countless celebrities. However, some now speculate that her power and influence came with a cost. For decades, the entertainment industry has been controlled by a select group of insiders who dictate the narratives, the opportunities, and even the downfalls of its biggest stars. Chappelle's refusal to conform to certain expectations reportedly put him in direct conflict with these forces. He once claimed that efforts were made to pressure him into taking psychiatric medication and suggested that attempts were made to derail his career. Whether these claims reflect a broader pattern within Hollywood or a personal battle, they continue to raise questions. Now, with new conversations emerging about Oprah's past connections, some are beginning to re-examine her role in Hollywood's power dynamics. Throughout her career, she has been linked to some of the most influential and controversial figures in the industry. As more voices speak out, the question remains: is this a case of a misunderstood industry dynamic, or is there more to the story than meets the eye? One thing is certain: Hollywood is changing, and the people once considered untouchable are now facing increasing scrutiny. What comes next for Oprah, Chappelle, and Williams remains to be seen, but this conversation is far from over. The truth behind Hollywood's power struggles. For years, Dave Chappelle and Katt Williams have been outspoken about the pressures and hidden mechanisms at play in Hollywood. Chappelle's sudden departure to Africa at the height of his career left many questioning why a comedian at the top of his game would walk away from a $50 million deal. While some believed it was a personal retreat, others speculated that it was a necessary step to escape the control of Hollywood's elite. Chappelle himself has spoken about the pressure he faced, suggesting that stepping away from the limelight was not just about artistic integrity. It was about reclaiming his autonomy in an industry that often dictates the fate of its biggest stars. His close friend and fellow comedian Katt Williams has echoed similar sentiments, claiming that Hollywood doesn't just allow stars to fall, it actively pushes them down when they refuse to comply with the system. Was Dave Chappelle blacklisted? The power struggles behind the curtain. According to Williams, the industry has a pattern. It builds you up, breaks you down, and then remakes you in its own image, so long as you follow the rules. If you resist, you become a target. They weren't just trying to make him walk away from the money, Williams said of Chappelle. They were trying to break him. This alleged pattern isn't exclusive to Chappelle. Williams himself has faced multiple career setbacks, legal issues, and public controversies, many of which he claims were orchestrated by those at the top to tarnish his reputation. He argues that once a celebrity starts questioning the system, they are labeled as crazy, unreliable, or even dangerous. For Chappelle, questioning the system came at a high cost. Sources close to the comedian claim that his departure to Africa was not just about escaping the media. It was about stepping away from an industry that he felt was trying to control him. Chappelle has even made bold claims, stating that he felt his life was in danger. While these allegations remain unproven, they continue to fuel speculation about the deeper workings of Hollywood. Oprah's role: power, influence, and industry gatekeeping. But where does Oprah fit into this? Over the decades, Oprah Winfrey has solidified herself as one of the most powerful media figures in the world. From her talk show empire to her vast business ventures, she has maintained an image of success, wisdom, and philanthropy. However, some critics argue that her influence extends beyond entertainment, playing a role in shaping who rises and falls within the industry. For years, Oprah has been seen as a mentor and gatekeeper in Hollywood. Many stars credit her for helping launch their careers, while others claim that her approval or disapproval can make or break an entertainer's future. Insiders suggest that her connections with Hollywood's elite have allowed her to maintain an unprecedented level of influence. Katt Williams has hinted at this, stating that some of the most powerful figures in Hollywood have a vested interest in maintaining control over the industry. While Oprah has never directly addressed these claims, the growing conversation about Hollywood's inner workings has led many to scrutinize her role in shaping narratives.
All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. Oprah coming next.
The larger picture: is Hollywood losing its grip? As more entertainers speak out, the cracks in Hollywood's seemingly untouchable power structure are beginning to show. The industry has long been accused of protecting its own, but with the rise of social media and independent platforms, celebrities now have more power to control their own narratives. Figures like Chappelle and Williams have become symbols of resistance against an industry that they claim thrives on control. And as more people question the power dynamics at play, it raises the question: is Hollywood's grip on its biggest stars finally loosening? For now, the answers remain elusive. But one thing is certain: Dave Chappelle and Katt Williams are not backing down. They continue to speak out, and as they do, the world is watching to see what happens next. This segment continues to paint a vivid picture of the behind-the-scenes power struggles in Hollywood, particularly between Dave Chappelle, Katt Williams, and Oprah Winfrey. The dynamic that emerges suggests that those who dare to question or challenge the status quo, whether it's Hollywood's manipulative control or the industry's power players, are at risk of being silenced or pushed out. The narrative here goes deeper into explaining the complex, often destructive tactics used by those in control, like Oprah, to maintain power. Dave Chappelle's actions, which seem to be a rejection of Hollywood's toxic system, expose the dark underbelly of the entertainment industry and challenge the idea that everything is as it seems. His refusal to follow the industry's rules, especially around creative freedom and the control exerted over him, put a massive target on his back. Katt Williams, a longtime critic of Hollywood's elite, provides another voice of dissent, offering insight into the way the industry operates to break down those who threaten its power. It's clear that both Chappelle and Williams have become symbols of resistance, fighting to maintain their integrity and autonomy in a space that demands conformity and sacrifice. As for Oprah, the suggestion is that her rise to power was not simply about being a successful media mogul, but rather about securing a seat within the powerful circle of Hollywood's elite. For someone like her, whose empire rests on influence and control, any threat to that system, especially from a high-profile figure like Chappelle, is a serious concern. The question remains: how far would she, or others in her position, go to protect that power and silence voices that could expose the truth? The overall tone highlights how the entertainment industry, especially Hollywood, has long been seen as a machine that crushes those who defy it. Chappelle's journey symbolizes a breakaway from this control, while Katt Williams provides further context on how the system functions to maintain power. The fight for freedom, integrity, and control of one's narrative becomes central to understanding why figures like Chappelle and Williams speak out, and why powerful figures like Oprah are implicated in maintaining that toxic structure. Dave Chappelle was never just another comedian. He was a force of nature, a man who refused to be controlled. And in Hollywood, that kind of defiance comes with consequences. The moment he stepped away from the industry's grip, he became a target. Many believe that when he turned down the millions offered to him, it wasn't just about money. It was about resisting a system that demands compliance. Chappelle himself once said, "I said, I'm going to my real boss, and I came to you because I know where my power lies." His fans stood by him because they recognized that his battle wasn't just personal. It was symbolic of a larger fight against an industry that seeks to silence those who refuse to conform. Hollywood has always been more than just glitz and glamour. It's a machine designed to control narratives and protect its most powerful figures. Over the years, many celebrities have spoken out about the dark side of the entertainment industry, but few have done it as boldly as Dave Chappelle. He refused to play by their rules, and as a result, he faced intense backlash. But he wasn't alone. Other outspoken comedians like Katt Williams have also hinted at the hidden forces that shape Hollywood from behind the scenes. The more these stories come to light, the clearer it becomes that the entertainment world is not just about talent. It's about power, manipulation, and control. Oprah Winfrey, one of the most influential figures in media, has long been seen as a symbol of empowerment and success. However, some critics suggest that her influence in Hollywood is far more complex than it appears. While she has built her career on philanthropy and mentorship, there have been persistent rumors about her deeper ties to Hollywood's elite power structure. Over the years, questions have emerged about whether Oprah, knowingly or unknowingly, played a role in maintaining the industry's status quo. Some believe that her connections with powerful figures, including controversial Hollywood executives, raise concerns about the extent of her involvement in the industry's inner workings. One of the most debated topics surrounding Oprah is her past association with Harvey Weinstein, the disgraced Hollywood mogul whose downfall exposed some of the industry's darkest secrets. For years, Weinstein was a dominant force in Hollywood, and his influence extended far beyond film production. Oprah, who was once seen in close circles with him, has faced scrutiny over whether she was aware of the allegations against him long before they became public. While there is no concrete evidence that she actively covered up wrongdoing, her past associations have led to speculation about the extent of her knowledge. Some critics argue that her silence on certain industry issues speaks volumes, while others believe that she was simply navigating an industry where powerful alliances were a necessity. Chappelle himself has spoken candidly about his experiences in Hollywood, stating, "They were in on the whole thing. I felt so wrong. I felt so stupid." His words have fueled discussions about how the industry operates behind closed doors. He and others, like Katt Williams, have suggested that Hollywood has a long history of silencing those who refuse to play along. Chappelle likened the industry to a monster, saying, "It's the same monster that these Me Too victims were trying to tell you about. They hate the monster for how it preys, and I hate the monster for how it devours." This statement sheds light on a deeper issue. The entertainment industry doesn't just take advantage of people. It consumes them, stripping them of their power and humanity. The entertainment industry is in a state of transformation, and as more voices come forward, the cracks in Hollywood's carefully curated facade are becoming impossible to ignore. Oprah's reign as an untouchable media figure may not be as spotless as it once seemed, and the more people dig into Hollywood's inner workings, the more questions arise. While Oprah remains an influential force, discussions about power dynamics in Hollywood continue to evolve. Is Hollywood finally facing a reckoning? Or is the industry simply adapting to maintain its grip on power? As Chappelle and others continue to speak out, we may be witnessing the beginning of a major shift, one that could change the entertainment industry forever. The truth is still unfolding, and as more people dare to question the system, the industry's power players may no longer be able to hide behind their carefully crafted images.
Trying to convince me I'm insane. They were trying to get me to take psychotic medication.
Oprah's involvement in enabling the behavior of Hollywood's darker figures has not gone unnoticed. Rose McGowan, who has been vocal about Harvey Weinstein's abuse, tweeted, "I'm glad more are seeing the ugly truth of Oprah. I wish she were real, but she isn't." From being pals with Weinstein to abandoning and destroying Russell Simmons' victims, she is about supporting a sick power structure for personal gain. She is as fake as they come. According to McGowan, Oprah isn't the beacon of empowerment she claims to be. Rather, she's an integral part of a much larger system that protects predators in exchange for maintaining her position in Hollywood's elite circles. Another high-profile critic of Oprah is Singer Seal, who accused her of facilitating Jeffrey Epstein's notorious network. This accusation has raised even more eyebrows. The details of Oprah's alleged involvement with Epstein remain shrouded in mystery, but many point to her connections with powerful figures like Weinstein and Epstein. Sources suggest Oprah may have been more involved with Epstein's operations than she's willing to admit, and these ties continue to fuel speculation surrounding her role in Hollywood's dark underworld. But Oprah's connections don't stop at shady figures in the entertainment industry. Her actions also extend into areas that many find deeply disturbing. Take her controversial relationship with João Teixeira de Faria, better known as John of God, a Brazilian faith healer later convicted of horrific crimes. Oprah publicly praised John of God, even calling him a miraculous healer capable of curing cancer. However, after his arrest and conviction for sexual abuse, Oprah's previous endorsement raised serious questions about her judgment and the people she chooses to align herself with. And let's not forget Cindy Crawford, the supermodel who recently opened up about her experience on The Oprah Winfrey Show. At the age of 20, Cindy recalled how she was treated less like a person and more like an object to be admired. Oprah reportedly asked Cindy to stand up and show off her body in front of the audience, an experience that left Cindy feeling objectified and dehumanized. At the time, Cindy didn't fully grasp the gravity of the situation, but looking back, she recognized how wrong it was. Oprah's questioning of Cindy's manager about whether he had groomed her only added to the discomfort. Cindy later remarked, "I was like the child, be seen and not heard." What was supposed to be a moment of empowerment turned into a painful reminder of the toxic culture Oprah herself perpetuated. When these comments surfaced, Oprah's response was telling. The interview was quickly removed from YouTube, sparking speculation that Oprah was trying to bury any evidence of her role in Hollywood's exploitation of women. It's hard to ignore the connection between Oprah's actions and the toxic environment she helped create, especially when you consider how many women have spoken out about being mistreated and objectified in the industry. Even Oprah's close friend, Gayle King, weighed in, expressing her surprise at Cindy's claims. "I'm surprised and a little disappointed because I know Cindy's been on her show many times, and it has always been a pleasant experience. So I would hate to think that something that happened years ago could have bothered her," Gayle said. But the truth is, Oprah's show may have been anything but a pleasant experience for women like Cindy. As these revelations about Oprah's role in Hollywood continue to unfold, it's becoming clear that her influence in the industry may not be as innocent as it once seemed. The truth behind Oprah Winfrey's public image is far more intricate than anyone could have imagined. From her questionable associations with powerful individuals to her role in perpetuating harmful industry practices, Oprah's legacy is beginning to appear much darker than what most had anticipated. There are whispers suggesting that this is just the beginning of a much larger narrative. As more women and insiders step forward, the full extent of Oprah's influence and manipulation might finally be brought to light. Is she truly the force for good that she claims to be, or is she simply another cog in a system that allows Hollywood's most corrupt figures to remain in power? Only time will tell. The walls of Hollywood's power structures are beginning to crumble, and with each revelation, the veil is slowly being lifted. Oprah Winfrey, once viewed as untouchable, is now under a heavy microscope. The stories of Dave Chappelle and Katt Williams are not isolated incidents of personal frustration. They form part of a much larger story about control, manipulation, and the hidden costs of fame. There are rumors that Oprah played a significant role in shaping the narrative that controls public perception of Hollywood's elite stars. This isn't just about the glamorous red carpets or magazine covers. It's about the dark power dynamics that rely on humiliation, exploitation, and silence. Oprah's connections to figures like John of God, the disturbing revelations from Cindy Crawford, and the comments from Chappelle and Katt Williams all highlight an elitist system that does more than just entertain. It manipulates, profits, and keeps people silenced. And this isn't just conjecture. There's enough evidence to suggest that something much deeper is at play. Oprah, like many others in Hollywood, appears to be a part of a larger machine designed to maintain the control of the powerful while pushing others down. And it's not just the old guard of Hollywood. According to some sources, Oprah's involvement with controversial figures is part of a long-standing pattern that has been happening for years. Comedian Katt Williams, known for his unfiltered views, didn't hold back either. He has suggested that many public events, like Will Smith's infamous slap of Chris Rock at the Oscars, weren't just spontaneous outbursts. They were carefully staged, part of a calculated strategy to manipulate public opinion, especially when it comes to black celebrities. Williams has long argued that Hollywood elites use these orchestrated events to control and divide black celebrities, exploiting their struggles for their own gain. As more stories begin to emerge, the intricate web of Hollywood's elite and their involvement in deeply troubling practices becomes even more apparent. Chappelle's blacklisting, Katt Williams' public battles, and Oprah's questionable alliances all point to a much larger power struggle within the entertainment industry, one that no one has dared to expose until now. Do you believe Dave Chappelle's career was intentionally sabotaged by Hollywood?